Ladies and gentlemen, life is a profound journey, isn't it? One filled with twists and turns, highs and lows. It's an experience that demands us to accept its truths if we are ever to find peace. There are three fundamental truths, three things you must come to accept if you truly want to live a life of depth and clarity. The first thing you must accept is the past cannot be changed. We often carry the weight of yesterday's mistakes, the words unsaid and the actions undone. But consider this, what if the past was not meant to be rewritten but understood? You see, the past is a teacher, not a prison. Stop revisiting the shadows of what was. Instead, turn toward the light of what is now. Acceptance begins when you forgive yourself for what you didn't know before you learned it. The second thing to accept is this: not everyone will see the world as you do, and that's okay. We spend so much time twisting ourselves into shapes that please others, hoping for their approval. But life isn't about being understood by everyone. It's about being true to yourself. Those who are meant to walk alongside you will find you in your authenticity. Stop seeking applause from the crowd and start clapping for yourself. Lastly, accept that life is unpredictable and control is an illusion. You can plan every detail, craft every scenario in your mind and still be surprised by life's outcomes. That's not a failure, it's the beauty of being alive. Real strength comes from adapting, not resisting. Let go of what you thought should be and embrace what is. The unexpected often holds the treasures we didn't know we needed. So, as you step forward, remember these truths. The past is done and it has shaped you. Not everyone will understand you, and that's a gift, for it keeps you authentic. And life will surprise you. Sometimes painfully, sometimes beautifully, but always meaningfully. The past is unchangeable, a sequence of moments frozen in time, etched into the story of who you are. Yet, how often do we cling to it as though our regret could rewrite it? We replay the mistakes, the missteps, the things we wish we could undo, hoping that somehow our guilt might transform what's already done. But here's the truth. What's done is done. Life doesn't offer a rewind button, and it's not supposed to. Every misstep, every heartbreak, every choice, whether wise or foolish, was part of your path. The past was never meant to imprison you. It was meant to shape you. Its purpose isn't to weigh you down with burdens of what if or if only, but to gift you wisdom and resilience. When you carry the lesson, you strip the past of its power to hurt you. A mistake becomes a stepping stone, not a millstone round your neck. Think of a scar. It's proof that you've been wounded, but it's also evidence that you've healed. In the same way, the lessons of the past are your badges of growth. But here is the key. You must let go of the burden. Carrying guilt, shame, or resentment only keeps you tethered to moments that no longer exist. Imagine trying to climb a mountain with a backpack full of stones. Every stone is a grudge, a regret, a guilt. The more you carry, the harder it is to move forward. To let go doesn't mean you forget or condone. It means you choose freedom over self-punishment. The past isn't a sentence to serve, it's a chapter to read and close. The lessons are the only things worth keeping, for they illuminate your path forward. Ask yourself, what did this teach me? And then let the rest fall away. When you accept that you can't change the past, you reclaim your energy for the present. You begin to live with clarity, unburdened by what was, and focused on what can still be. Because here's the beauty of life. Though you can't rewrite the past, you are the author of today. One of life's greatest truths is that not everyone will understand you, and that's okay. Yet so many of us exhaust ourselves trying to fit into molds we were never designed for, hoping to win the approval of others. It's as though we believe their understanding validates our worth. But chasing approval is a race with no finish line. True fulfillment doesn't come from being liked or agreed with. It comes from living authentically. Authenticity is not about conforming to the expectations of others. It's about being unapologetically yourself. Think of a lighthouse. It doesn't dim its light to blend into the night or change its direction to appease passing ships. It stands firm, shining brightly, fulfilling its purpose. In the same way, your authenticity is your light. It's not meant to be altered to suit the preferences of others. It's meant to guide you toward a life of meaning and purpose. When you live authentically, you give up the exhausting task of trying to please everyone. You stop bending and twisting yourself into shapes that don't feel natural, hoping to gain acceptance. And here's the truth. Even if you manage to gain that approval, it's fleeting. People's opinions shift like the wind. You'll find yourself constantly adjusting, never at peace. Not being understood is a sign of strength, not failure. It means you've dared to walk your own path, even if it's unfamiliar to others. Those who are meant to walk with you will see your authenticity and resonate with it. They won't demand explanations or compromises. They'll simply recognize and appreciate the truth of who you are. But what about those who don't understand? Let them go. Their misunderstanding is not your burden to carry. It's a reflection of their perspective, not your worth. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone. The most important understanding you'll ever achieve is the understanding you have with yourself. Fulfillment isn't found in applause or approval. It's found in the quiet confidence of knowing you are living in alignment with who you truly are. When you stop chasing validation, you start attracting real connections and experiences that honor your authenticity. So let go of the need to be understood by everyone. Be yourself, boldly and without apology. Because the world doesn't need more approval seekers. It needs more people who are brave enough to shine their light, just as they are. Life is a dance of unpredictability. No matter how carefully you plan, how detailed your goals, or how tightly you cling to control, life has a way of surprising you. Sometimes it offers blessings you never expected. Other times it throws challenges you never asked for. The sooner you accept this truth, the sooner you can find peace. Control is a comforting illusion. We spend so much time trying to predict outcomes, avoid pain, and ensure success, believing we can shape every detail of our lives. But life doesn't work that way. Storms arrive without warning, plans unravel, and outcomes defy logic. This unpredictability isn't a flaw in life's design. It's what makes it profound. It's what allows beauty and wonder to coexist with uncertainty. See, it follows that all beauty is not predictable. So what can you do? Start by focusing on what you can control. You can't control the storm, but you can control how you prepare for it. You can't dictate the actions of others, but you can choose how you respond. You can't foresee every twist and turn, but you can approach life with a resilient mindset, ready to adapt. When you shift your energy to what's within your grasp, you empower yourself. At the same time, make peace with uncertainty. This doesn't mean you resign yourself to chaos or stop caring about the future. It means you let go of the need to predict or control every outcome. Trust that life, in its unpredictability, often works out in ways you couldn't have imagined. Some of the most extraordinary moments come when you surrender to the unknown. Think about it. If life were entirely predictable, wouldn't it lose its magic? The uncertainty is what gives meaning to the journey. It's what allows us to grow, to discover new possibilities, and to be amazed. Uncertainty challenges us to have faith, not just in life, but in ourselves. Peace comes when you stop resting with what you can't control and instead embrace the flow of life. It's not about giving up, it's about letting go of the futile struggle against the inevitable. It's about trusting that, even when you can't see the entire path, you're still moving in the right direction. So control what you can, your choices, your actions, your mindset. And for the rest, let it be. Trust that life will unfold as it's meant to, and that in every twist, turn, or detour, there is a hidden gift. The unknown isn't your enemy. It's the canvas on which the masterpiece of your life is painted. Pain is an undeniable part of the human experience. It touches all of us at some point, whether through loss, failure, heartbreak, or disappointment. It's an inevitable companion on life's journey, reminding us of our vulnerability and our humanity. But while pain is unavoidable, suffering is a choice, a response we can control. Pain is what happens to us, but suffering is the story we tell ourselves about that pain. It's the resistance, the replaying of hurtful memories, the belief that things should be different than they are. Suffering grows when we refuse to let go, when we cling to the idea that life owes us comfort or fairness. In truth, suffering is not a product of the pain itself, but of our refusal to accept it. Here's the key. Pain is a teacher. It arrives with lessons to offer, growth to inspire, and strength to build. But only if we choose to see it that way. Growth is born not from the pain itself, but from how we respond to it. Do we let it harden us, or do we let it transform us? Do we see ourselves as victims of circumstance, or as individuals capable of rising above it? Think of pain as a storm. It's fierce, uncontrollable, and often arrives without warning. But storms don't last forever, and when they pass, they leave the air clearer, the ground refreshed, and new possibilities for growth. Pain is much the same. It passes. What remains is up to you. Scars or wisdom, bitterness or resilience. Choosing not to suffer doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing pain. It means facing it honestly, acknowledging its presence and allowing yourself to feel it fully. But it also means not allowing it to define you. You are not your pain. You are the person who decides what to do with it. When you embrace this truth, you begin to see pain not as an enemy, but as an opportunity. The greatest growth often comes from our darkest moments. It is in struggle that we discover our strength. It is through challenges that we learn resilience. Pain can be the catalyst for profound transformation.